Hello, hello, hello. I am Goddess Yvette, also known as Miss Atlanta. I decided today I'm going to do a how to and also giving you some tips and also introducing you, enticing you into the adornment of waist beads. So, this video is for ladies and also to educate some fellas and also to let my consumers that I ship to worldwide how to place your waist beads and giving you a little education at the same time. Hello, 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 Ms.Atlanta Thick Dream.com. Hello. So as you see, I am wearing my waist beads. All right. Originally, I started wearing waist beads for sexy and sacred purposes. Yeah, of course. That's what I'm wearing them now, right? I don't wear my waist beads for fashion. Many people choose to do that. For me, I wear them for sensuality reasons. I wear them for keeping me in check with my waist and my tummy here. I also wear them, and I originally wanted to wear them for the sexy and sacred purposes of calling in my masculine, my mate, right? So I started off with one strand, and then I built up the strands because of the children that I had out of my body, honoring my womb, honoring my path as a mother, okay? I felt like I needed to wear them. Some people have tattoos that they're into their journey to wholeness and sexy and sacredness or just loving on their body. You know, they have tattoos. I chose to get into waist beads to show my honoring of my holy body temple. And I want to give you all some tips real quick, and I wrote them down here. So if I'm moving back and forth, just to let you know. And I will put on a strand that I created just for this post. So when I'm creating my waist bead strands, which are four goddesses, yes, four goddesses is the name of my waist strand business, my waist beads business, four goddesses holistic products and services. And that means I'll have the waist beads as a product, and I also offer services that are holistic and sexy and sacred and sensual. That I had to add that little, that little plug in there real quick. But getting on to my little notes here, and let me step up a little bit closer so I can read. Depending on where you place your beads, it's going to be so important, ladies. So important. So you have to decide, are you going to wear these things every single day? Or are you going to wear them with a particular outfit? Or you're only going to wear them on Tuesday and Thursdays? That's your first choice. And if you are choosing to wear them every day, I would say place them a little bit higher. Or it's your choice if you want to put them down here near your sacred, your sexy middle, near your yoni. You're going to have them a little bit looser, a little bit closer to the body. So as you can see, I have some that go all the way up underneath I call my undercarriage, underneath my breast. Maybe you want to put a strand there to honor your breasts, honor your sacred middle here, and all that energy and all that yumminess that goes on underneath here. And also to keep you aware of your expansion and also your decline and your breathing, your breaths. This will help you. So if you got it, don't get it too tight. As you can see, look, this is my top strand. And I do have, look how much I have. I have enough here against the body where I'm not suffocating. This is not like a corset, but it is some type of waist training the more you build on your strands. And I'm going up, but you can go down. So there's no gaps. I've seen women where they have their whole middle covered with waist strands. I haven't gotten there yet. I don't know if I will, but I just may. You never know. I love them. They look beautiful, especially if you have you have selected them based on your intention, whether it's a color scheme, you have a little bit of charms, your stones, and also if they're a little blingy. I like a little bling bling on mine. So that makes a difference. So what you're going to do first and foremost, decide, am I going to carry them a little bit higher or a little bit in the middle or a little bit lower? It all depends on you. And then just to let you know, if you're wearing them for sexy and sacred reasons, know that the stones, you don't want to, I wouldn't recommend, you can, if you want a heavier stone, I would put it right here. Yeah, right here. Right in this area right here. A heavier stone, you kind of don't want to put it right here. I don't know. To me, it seems like it would interfere, but you could put a heavier stone up here, a little bit higher. But for me, I put my heavier stones down low. So if I am expanding a little bit more, and if it's a rose quartz and I want that energy from that rose quartz right here, or that jade or that tourmaline, and I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, and some obsidian to keep the negative energy away and keep me protected. It depends on the person though, y'all. But anyway, I had to just put that little point out there. Some beads, when you're getting your beads from me, you're going to have them in a little packet here. And the end of them are not tied on some strands, and some strands I do tie off. It just depends. You can request if you're doing custom strands, but out of the 300 that I already have, a lot of people are just choosing from my existing inventory. So if you get a strand that is left undone, you may have some beads due to shipping down in the bottom of the pack. But this is the little packet that I send them in. And when I'm creating my beads, whether it's myself doing them by hand or one of my loved ones helping me as an assistant to create this magic, this strand for you, okay, I do have a strong intention, okay? I have a strong intention to evoke sensuality, confidence, love, protection, self-love, prosperity, healing. I put that intention, that love into each and every strand that I create. As a goddess, as a mom, as a sexy and sacred being, I put those intentions into the strand. And sometimes I anoint the bag with my love oil that I have. Yes, I do. So you're going to smell it. It may not get on the strand. It may not. I don't put them directly on. Sometimes, depending on the person, I may bless them with the love oil. But I don't want to mess up the stone due to dyes. And that's another thing I want to talk about, the dye. Some beads, depending on my supplier at the wholesaler or whether I'm going to the craft store, the beads that I have are wood. Some of them are glass. And then, of course, you got the natural stones. Some of them have been dyed. I don't have a knowledge of what's been dyed before I purchase them at the wholesale or at the craft supply store. So just letting you know, that's my disclaimer. I would not eagerly, like certain strands, the end may come, like I have a pink that's been bleeding onto the string that I use. Some of the blacks and the blues will bleed onto the strand. Just letting you know, they're not dirt. They're not dirty. No, that is the dye, the discoloration of the string that I use. It causes it to bleed. So if you're putting on an all-white outfit, I would suggest you put on your strand, keep it close to your body, and then put your panties on to have it secure so the dye is not getting next to your all white or your new outfit or whatever. But it won't bleed that heavily, just letting you know. It may rub off. I made a strand that was purple and they had wore off. It's one of these right here. You can't see it up close, but the purples are turning white. Yeah, the purples are turning white. But that's the reason why I like to try out the things that I am creating. And just let you know, that's my disclaimer. I have no clue. And sometimes even if you go to the wholesale, they can sell you something that you think is authentic and that is not. But just letting you know, I will do my best in creating strands that are authentic, stones, and also glass. I won't use plastic at all. I don't think plastic should be on your waist all the time. I like glass. I may use metal that will be stainless steel. I may use some wood on my strands, but I highly doubt it if I use plastic. Just letting y'all know, I just don't want to use plastic. This right here is a plastic bead right here. No. When you're talking about your sacred middle and your yummy lady parts, I would love for you to have something natural there. And especially if you're wearing them for sexy and sacred reasons and also on a regular basis. Also, some of the beads, depending on how hard you are, and that means how you move and groove when you're wearing them, some of the beads may get caught in your hair, may get caught on your slacks. They may do that if you are bumping up against things. It does happen. Mine, as you can see, this particular strand I had is over a year old. It has not popped, okay? It has a lot of thread, which will happen. If you wear your hair long like I tend to do, you will have thread in it. What I suggest you to do, ladies, is to go around and use a tweezer. See this? Tweezer. And just take the thread or the hair out of it. You can use a small pair of scissors, and my tweezers just fell to the floor. But you can use a small little scissor and just be careful and cut in between and cut the thread around it really close. Okay, you can do that. But be careful because you could cut the original string that I created your strand with. So that's one thing that I wanted to say because it will get caught in your apparel. I had asked people, they were like, oh, my strand broke. Like my 16-year-old daughter, a couple of hers broke. One, she hadn't tied the knot tight enough. That's one mistake you don't want to make. If possible, get someone else to help you put it on. If I've shipped them to you over in Australia or California or Alpha, New York, get someone to help you tie them on, but I'm going to show you how I tie on my own. My daughter also said that her strand broke near the knot. So of course, it wasn't my fault. It was because she didn't tie the knot tight enough. And also, if you gain weight, they will pop. Okay? It served its purpose. Or some particular stones, like I've worn a stone on my hand or a ring I've had. When that gets filled with a certain level of energy, sometimes they do break. Just letting you know when that energy is already infused in that stone to the point, and it will crack. Things just tend to happen. Whether it's filled with energy or the stone gets beat up against something but it's rare. As you can see, like I said, I've had these on for quite some time now, and I wear them now outside of my attire. I've had not one strand pop on me. I don't know why people say there's break, but anyway, mine so far so good on me. They don't break, and you see my waist. My waist has grown, and it does shrink. And this is good also, fellas, if you want your woman to get comfortable in her skin. If she's not comfortable in her waist, and maybe she's had children, this will be a perfect gift for her. A real good gift for her is the strand. I make my Waistbeads strands for up to all sizes. Right now, I'm going up to a size 55 inch in waist size. Okay, 55 inches. Yeah, to accommodate. I want to be able to accommodate women of all shapes, of all sizes, because I think being sexy, one, comes from within, but two, to have a nice little strand to remind you of the importance to adorn, to honor, to cherish your feminine body, and putting on one of my strands. Oh my goodness, that is so important, fellas. But it'd be a great gift is what I'm saying. What else? You can use a tweezer, a small pair of scissors, also your eyebrow shaper, but be careful because you might just and go right through the strand. What else? These are good for weight management. These are good for fashion. I had a guy argue me down, a rideshare provider, argue me down to say, no, they're not for chastity reasons. No, they weren't for that. They're just for fashion. I said, you need to do your research, bruh. You really do. They are for chastity reasons. That's the reason why my 16-year-old daughter, 16 and a half, she wears her beads. It's for chastity and purity reasons. It's not everybody wears them for fashion, so let's just keep an open mind, fellas, okay? So for weight management, fashion, and also sexy rituals. Sexy rituals, ladies, if you are, say for instance, calling in your beloved, or maybe you are honoring your body after a certain trauma, whether it be, I don't even want to name traumas, let's not even go there, but whatever trauma it is, and you've healed from that journey, and you have a ritual, placing a strand of my Four Goddesses Waistbeads would be part of the ceremony, or it could be part of your sacred ritual. All right, and also too, the chastity, overcoming something traumatic that happened in this space or to your body would help you in this ceremony. And I don't know, I just lost my thought. I don't even know what it was, and I got notes right here. They make great gifts, fellas. I did say that. Baby showers, ladies who are pregnant, this will be a great baby shower gift. Yeah. And weddings, people who are getting married, your bridesmaids, and also the attendees in your wedding party, ladies. This would be a great gift. A strand of my four goddesses waist beads. Great gifts. And feminine empowered, to be empowered, empowered by a strand of waist beads saying like, I love my body, I love my curves, I love my tummy, I love me. And I want to say that, and I want to symbolize that confidence and that size acceptance by wearing waist beads on my tummy. It also brings out a sense of pride for self and, of course, body positivity. You're being, I just said all that, but and also it is a great cultural expression, ladies. It's for the culture, for your culture. Yes, waist beads. So let's get into and I've already run my mouth so long, y'all. I need to pull my hair back because I'm about to tie this strand up. What in the world? I'm about to tie this strand up. I don't know. And I think this particular strand, and I have on clothes, it would be best. One, let me tell you something. Do not, I made a mistake of putting on Goddess Quay. I put on her strand here, and they were already blessed, ready for her. I put on her strand, and she was seated. No. You have to stand, ladies, when you are getting them placed on your body. You have to stand. Stand with your strand. Stand with your strand. So what I'd say, I wanted to put them right here, right? Let me step back, and let me grab the scissors. The scissors. Okay, so I'm pulling my beads back. Make sure your beads are pulled all the way back if you have a loose strand. You don't want any loose beads up here. And if you have a strand where you have excess beads, just put them back in the bag that I sent you. Just in case if you want me to rethread it or accidents happen and your strand broke for whatever reason. So I pulled my beads down. This end is already knotted. And I'm going to make sure that there's no hair. Look, make sure there's no hair. Nothing in your back. No clothes caught in you. On the strand, okay? Gotta look behind. So what I'm going to do, you can just hold it right here underneath your armpit. You see how I did that? Hold it underneath your armpit and pull the beads down. All right? You can do that. There are no beads, no gaps. That's the reason why you're going to do that. Make sure there are no gaps. Look at me. Look at me. Okay, there we go. No gaps in your strand. And what I'm going to do, let me get a little bit closer. Get a little bit closer. Okay, baby. Here we go. Just a simple knot. And I want this one kind of sort of up here. So I'm going to have to take off some beads. So what I'm going to do, this side I want it right here. I'm going to take off these beads right here. Look, just slide them up. Because I want it a little bit tight. A little bit tight. Oh, come on. And this will happen if you're doing this solo dolo. And I still think I need to remove some beads, ladies. So I'm going to take off some more. Because I said I wanted it a little bit tighter. Slide your beads, put them to the side. If you have nails, this can be a challenge. And as you can see, I wanted it a little bit tighter. Didn't I say that? Nope. I'm going to leave it just like that. For demonstration purposes only. Okay, here we go. I'm just doing a simple knot. You see that? Just a simple knot. I've already taken these and I'm making sure that it's tight. Tight. Alright, y'all. Here we go. And these will be something, because the way I'm tying them, they will be something that I will wear maybe on occasion, because they're not too tight. All right, and so there you have it. I have a small gap, but not much. You see that? I have a small, can you see that? I have a small gap, and this is where I have them. And the only reason why I have a small gap is because I'm trying to speed up. So if you can see, hold on, let me get closer. I have a small gap, but you may not be able to get closer because the angle. Let's see. And you're gonna take this. Let me get closer. See that? I have a small gap right here. See that small gap right there? Right here, it's a small gap. But not too bad, right? Not too bad. So you're going to take this, look, cut as close as you can, but don't cut into the knot. Throw away the excess, of course, and there you have it. Your waist bead strand, my new waist bead strand that I put on. See that? And see where it fell? Remember I said I wanted to fill in right in this area? So it's going to go right here, add on to my collection. This particular strand, I'm going to just adjust it. And please believe, this is a new strand. As I go down in size, or if I'm snacking, or if I'm bloated on my moon cycle, oh yeah, these things will roll up. They will roll up, sometimes they roll down, depending on what I'm wearing. And it's kind of fun because it keeps you aware. It keeps you aware. And you'll get used to them, trust me. As you start, if you decide to start layering them on, like I have done, you will get used to them being on. You won't even know that they're on. Someone asked me, can you tell if they're on? No, I cannot tell if they're on. And I love them. It's no different than me having, look, this nose piercing. And I did this also when I became goddess. I don't feel my nose ring in. I do notice it when it's not there, you know. So you will feel kind of naked on the days where you have to take these off, whether you're working in maybe a plant with some machinery that is around, and or your job is saying, no, you cannot wear those things if you choose to wear them outside of your apparel, outside of on your clothes, outside. But if you keep them inside, look, hold on, let me show you the difference. Show you the difference between wearing them inside and outside, right? It's just so easy. Let me show you real quick. Real quick to kind of like keep them discreet. All right? All you gotta do is do that real quick. Oh my God. What waist beads? She has on waist beads? I can't tell. See that? They're easy to conceal. Easy to conceal. Put them in, put them out. Wow. Voila. Easy. I really can't really feel them at all. Unless you are wearing some with more heavier stones, which I highly doubt it, even with the little rose quartz and the jade ones that I have on my body, y'all. I can't even tell that they're on. So, but I love having them out because on a day where I'm feeling like sexy and sacred, and it looks hella good when I'm wearing lingerie or when I'm doing my live streams. So whatever your reason for adorning one of my premier strands from my Four Goddesses Waist Beads collection, I hope it's one that you're in alignment with and that you have a good relationship with yourself and the strands, because it makes your wearing them, your adorning them even more special and dear to me and your sexiness as the Love Goddess. So that is it. I am signing off. This has been a little tutorial how to, and to give you a little bit of understanding of the who, the what, the why, and a little bit of education, right, behind wearing waist beads. So let's go over that again. Weight management, fashion, sexy rituals, chastity. They make great gifts. And what else? A great cultural expression. A culture expression is a good way to express yourself and to stay in alignment with any type of body positivity that you are advocating or representing. All right, so it's not all about the fashion, honey. Oh, no. Not about the fashion here. They look good, but it's all about the sacred and sexiness. As you can see, this rose quartz is right here, and I love it next to my yoni space. So, love, light, peace, and blessings unto you, Ms.Atlanta Goddess Yvette Dream Johnson here for Dreams Universe, and what else? For Goddesses Holistic Product Services, and Ms.AtlantaThickDream.com. Signing off. Bye. Bye.